Alright, we're here cooking some duck. Real popular with the kids today. We're here with John Dacker. We'll talk to him a little bit later. We're going to cook duck breast with red wine and mushroom sauce. What we're going to need here today, I'll show you some ingredients. We're going to need a cup and a half of mushroom, some of your favorite red wine. We're going to have I did a little bit more garlic than recommended, but it calls for 2 cloves of garlic. I went ahead and did a whole, the whole thing. Got some garlic in there. We need a half stick of butter. The basil dipping oil. I went with the basil because I like basil. You can do normal oil if you want. And then just what we're going to do is we're going to put the salt and pepper on the ducks before we actually cook them. And that's all we're going to put on the ducks at first. We're going to put it on the front and back. Alright. First what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get your salt and your pepper. We're going to put some salt on here. And be real liberal with it. This is actually not salt. This is actually, I'm being told this is pepper. So pepper on front and back. You can go ahead and dump it in there. And you want to put a little bit of salt. A little bit of salt in there. I'm gonna slam it in there. Helps get the that salt all the way into the skin, like that. So, just gonna keep putting salt on it and really when it gets stuck to your hand, you can just slam everything on there. So, all right, cool. Now, next step, what we're gonna end up doing, I'm gonna get 1/2 of the half stick of butter. We're going to take this, I'm going to throw it in that pan and do a 1 tablespoon of this oil, and we'll go ahead and just get that going and meet me over here in the kitchen. Alright. Now the normal recipe does not call for this skin, so 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. I like skin, so we're going to do 3, 3, flip back over and do an additional 2. Make sure that the skin's not, you know, stopping the cooking to take place. All right. Now another thing, anytime you're eating wild game, make sure you're checking for pellets. If you see a spot that looks suspect, make sure you get your finger in there. Make sure there's no pellets, because the last thing you want is your wife, fiance, girlfriend, or girl on the side to bite down and break a tooth, because that's a lot of money. All right, got 2 minutes on that skin side. That should really probably take care of it. Then what we're going to do, we're actually going to take this duck out. We're going to throw it into a pan, put it on an oven for warm just to keep it going while I make that sauce with the mushroom. And it's going to be scrumptious. Right now we got another 1 minute and 30 seconds. We're going to let that cook. Don't need to touch it. Don't need to poke at it. We're just going to let that cook. Then we're going to put it in the oven on warm. And then we're going to add another half stick of butter and another tablespoon of, like I told you before, that basil dipping oil. That way we can get started with that mushroom sauce. Alright? And so far, no pellets. So that's a good sign. Go ahead and pull it. Alright, what we're going to do here is we're going to bring this back onto some heat. Medium to medium high, like just a little bit medium. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rest of that butter, throw it on this cutting board if you can see it. I like to cut it in fours. And then throw it in that skillet. Alright. Then we're going to take some more of that dipping sauce I talked so highly about. 1 tablespoon is all we need. 1 tablespoon. Recipe calls for 2, 1 at the beginning, 1 at the end, but it's alright. If you don't got enough of that basil, you can always add in a little bit of
Classico.
Olive. Finish that up, that'll be just fine. Fine as wine. Alright, I'll let that melt here for a couple of seconds. Again, we're going to be on medium to medium high heat. And if you're with your cast iron, make sure you're not touching it, because that whole thing gets hot. Alright? Alright. Next we're going to take that 1.5 cups. Do 2 cups if you want. Mushrooms, we're going to dump that in there. Let it soak it up. Good. And we're going to let this go for about 2 minutes. Really get them all nice and wet. Sauteing for about 2 minutes. Let it soak up as much as it can soak up. Saute, definition, don't burn, just quickly cook. Saute, John Decker, I thought I saw him somewhere. Just saute it up. Alrighty. Next, I got some, I'm not gonna lie, I cheated. I got some minced garlic, and this is the garlic that, love garlic. Love it. But this is actually already minced. They call for about 2 cloves. Basically, this is out of a jar, but that's basically a whole piece of garlic. Alright, that's a whole thing. I'm gonna put the whole thing in, and I think we'll be just fine doing that. Okay. Give me 1 second. And we're going to do this for 2 minutes as well. 2 minutes. Say, saute it. Don't want to burn anything. Make sure everything's in there real nice and good light. Saute, don't burn. Yep. Right on. Alright. Before another 2 minutes. And the house is going to smell good. The kids are going to be coming out of their bedrooms. The wife's going to be coming out of that garden. She's going to be like, oh, it is smelling good. What's cooking good? Look at me. I want to say it is duck with mushroom sauce. And it is going to be fine as wine, because there's wine in it. Alright, 2 minutes is about up. And next step, a little bit of red wine in here, okay? You can get the cheapest wine you want, or you can get the fanciest wine you want. Don't matter to me. But you're going to get about a 1/2 cup. And we're just going to pour that in there. Yes, sir. Pour it right on in there. Then you're just going to let that, you're going to simmer it, but you want to let it reduce. And what I mean by reduce, you want to let that, you really want to let that liquid there, you see where it's at now, you want to reduce it to 2/3. So you want it to come down, and actually what's actually happening here, a lot of it's, evaporating out. But the most part that we're worried about in the cooking world is you want it to absorb into those mushrooms. So that's what we're going to have happen here. We're just going to let this go. It's probably going to go for a good 2 to 3 minutes. It's just soaking in. And you can sit back, you can probably reduce the heat just a little bit, and we will be good to go. Make sure it's all stirred around so all those mushrooms are touching some stuff, okay? Alright. And while we wait, I'll make me another cocktail. And alright, while we let that simmer, what you're really going to want to have is red skinned potatoes. What we're going to do is we're going to boil these up. Once they get to a nice tender, we're going to mash them together. We're going to make some homemade red skin potatoes are gonna be delicious. It's gonna go really good with this sauce with mushroom on top of this duck. Alright, we're gonna bore you with all the filler. We'll cut too, but stay tuned. Give me just 1 second. Alright, well once you go ahead and get that red skin potato knocked down real good and fine, you want to go ahead and just pull that water off of the heat. Alright, and then you're just going to dump it in there, stir it up, and then we're going to have some mashed potatoes. Now once you got that going, oh man, that looks like some good homemade mashed potatoes to me. So give me just a minute and that sauce will be good. We'll pull the duck out and we'll just add it up and bono apple teeth. Alright. And now we're just going to prepare it on our plate. What I like to do is I really like to go ahead and cut it first. That way we know before we mix everything together, do I need to throw it back on the grill? And it looks like, no, we did this actually perfect. Could not have been better. That 3-3-2 rule really seems to pay off. Oh yeah, looking very nice. Alright, so those are cut. Now we're gonna wow our lady folk with this once we get this all together. We're gonna go ahead and do this. Got that homemade mashed potatoes that we talked about earlier. I can't stand that bag stuff. It just does not taste the same. We'll go ahead and throw that down. Yes, sir. Real nice, mashy like, and then I'm gonna reposition this. Just gonna put that right there on the top. Yes, yes, yes. All right, and then we're gonna actually take a oven mitt. We're gonna put that oven mitt on. We're gonna come over here to that sauce that we had that's smoking hot. We're gonna dump some of that on there. Make sure you get the mushrooms on there, okay? Now remember, this serves 4. Alright, so this stuff here, you want to make sure you distribute it evenly for 4. Alright, so we got that going on there. And now you have this room here on the plate. You can easily put a side of asparagus, well, we got mashed potatoes, asparagus, any kind of green, anything you like, okay? Alright, well I hope y'all enjoy it. I know I am. Let's go ahead and take a nice bite. That is flannel tasting good. Alright. Yeah, this part here, this really is my favorite part of the hunt, is being able to bring the ducks home, process them, and then actually put them on a plate, you know, in front of your family. You have the, you know, the kiddos are able to try it out. The women folk are able to try it out, and then they understand why we're gone for half the year during duck season. But the duck that we were preparing today, this actually a group of guys went out to Kansas, and they were able to have a very successful hunt. They brought back a few mallards, actually quite a few mallards, and that's what we're actually going to be cooking today. So I have John Dacker here. He's going to come in and he's going to explain a little bit about the hunt, just the process of actually how this food is able to get to our table. So John, come on out here and
thanks.
Pleasure.
I appreciate you inviting me out here, and I love seeing, you know, the bounty of the harvest go to good cause. So it's always good to see that.
Absolutely.
So this hunt though was really fun. I got to take some new guys out from First United Methodist Church, and it just turned out to be magnificent. We managed to just hit that first migration flight perfect. We had cold winds, 40 mile an hour. Birds were just everywhere. They were coming in the thousands, and they have no clue you're there. They were coming straight to us. It really is majestic, and they work right into your decoys, and then they get just 5 feet off the water, and then we just f*** them in the face. I mean, we destroyed them, and now we get to see them prepared on the plate. Thanks for having me out here.
Thank you for explaining all that. Thank you. That was good. We got Lila here. She's gonna give it a taste. Tell me what you think about it, okay? I'm gonna give you a little bit of mushroom, a little bit of mashed potatoes, and Lila, the movie star, we're gonna try that out and let me know what you think. What do you think?
Good. Brown tasting good.
That is some good duck. All right, now I'm gonna eat the rest of that. John Dagger, would you like to try some of this delicious duck meat? Come on over here, John Dagger.
Don't mind if I do. That is good.
When you lose your love and it makes your life
One and
All right, we're getting it all together now. Y'all ladies are making me nervous. All right, ready? Rock and roll.
And
Let's
go.
go. All right, everybody, I'm gonna fix some plates.
Dude, go.
It's good. Gonna get her to do that.
I'm gonna put pan and then we'll finish all the margaritas.
You didn't finish the margaritas, dude. John Dagger.
you scare yourself sometimes.
Oh yeah. All right, the biggest
When you
test.
really don't care, yeah.
That's Uncle Mark's hungry.
And 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, the biggest test.
I can understand. Take your life.
Are we gonna keep rolling?
No.
Keep rolling.
And
All right, so what we're gonna do first is
no, you're good right there.
all right, we had our fun. All right, we're how's it taste?
Let's get weird.
John Dagger. Conversation that y'all had about black. Who lived in a turd in the toilet? Turn the shit off. 5 minutes. It's taking 2 seconds to pause it. David, Jesus, pause it for 2 minutes. I'm gonna say something and I'm gonna back away.